Hi, I'm Andrew,
Hey guys, I'm Nishant.
and we're here to demonstrate our garage management system.
So our application is able to retrieve the data from the photon and report the current state of the door. As you guys can see, our application reports the door is closed right now, and the door is actually closed. If Andrew clicks the open door button, then the application will report it from closed to opening and will report it as open.
In addition to controlling the door by pushing the buttons in the application, we've also implemented voice control. By selecting the microphone in the upper hand corner, we can give the garage voice commands. Open garage door. Close garage door. In addition to showing the door status, our system provides climate information about what's happening inside your garage facility. You can use the application to see the current state of the temperature, humidity, air quality, and pressure inside the garage. If we bring a heat source next to our sensor and increase the temperature nearby, you will see that the application will show an increase in temperature. Our system's air quality sensor is able to detect impurities in the air and report the values by changes in its resistance. A higher resistance value indicates cleaner air, while a lower resistance value indicates poor quality air. As you can see, the current air quality is reported as somewhere around 525 kiloohms. We will now try to create some smoke and contaminate the air, and we should see the resistance reported by the sensor drop. Now that the smoke is hitting the sensor, you could see that the resistance dropped all the way down to 17 and 12 kiloohms. When we remove the smoke and the air quality improves, the resistance begins to climb back up. I opened the garage door to let some fresher air in. As you can see, the air quality resistance is now climbing.
So one of the most important use cases is to setting up of events, recurring events. So for example, if you want to turn off, close or open the door at a particular time every day, the application should be providing the capability to do that. So now we will set up a rule so that we can close the door at whatever time Andrew selects to do it.
So as you can see on the clock here, the current time is 7 o'clock, and we're going to set a rule to try to close the garage door 2 minutes from now. To do that, we're going to activate the icon up here. We're going to say that we want to run rule number 1, and that the state that we want to set is also 1, which means to close the door. Now we have to set the time. We'll set the time for 19:02, and then we'll hit the OK button. Now the rule has been set. The phone has transferred the data to the particle photon, and that's been recorded in the EEPROM. So now, as you see the timer, once we get to 7:02, the door in the background should close automatically.
So next we'll be demoing push notification functionality. As soon as the door state changed, the application will receive a push notification from Photon Cloud. So Andrew, why don't you go ahead open or close the door, and let's see if I receive.
Okay, I'm
So
opening the door.
So as you can see, I just got the notification here.
So Nishan's phone right now is showing that the door status is currently open, and if I push the close door button on my phone, or he pushes it on his phone, he should receive a notification that says that the door state is closing and then closed. Now, our system is also designed to implement some of the ideas behind COM technology. In particular, we want to be able to fail gracefully if an error occurs. For example, if a power outage occurs, we still want our system to execute its rules without having to reprogram them. So, I'm going to demonstrate that now. We can set a rule to open the door. That's executing rule 1. We're going to set state 0, which is to open, and we're going to set a time for 1914. So we apply the rule. Now the rule gets stored in the EEPROM inside the particle photon, and we're maintaining the time, the system time, by adding a battery to power the real-time system clock inside the photon, which means that if we lose power, and I'm going to disconnect it right now, and then we plug it back in, the photon does not lose the rule, and also it still knows what time it is, even if it's not able to sync to the particle cloud to check the current state of the time. So you will see momentarily the door will open even after we power cycled the photon, which means that the rule was stored and retrieved properly, and we didn't have to reset the rule after a power outage. In addition to being able to handle power outages, our system was also designed to handle network outages. As you can see right now, the particle photon is flashing blue, indicating that it has a connection to the cloud. If the cloud connection were to be interrupted, our system would allow the rules to continue to be executed. So I'm going to demonstrate that now. We will set a rule to close the door at 12:16. The current time is 12:14. So we apply the rule. Now I'm going to go and disconnect the Wi-Fi. As you can see, the Wi-Fi has now been disconnected and the particle photon is no longer flashing blue, indicating that it has no connection to the cloud. Instead, it's flashing green, which means that it's searching for Wi-Fi actively. There is no internet connection right now. If everything goes well, at 12:16, the door should automatically close even though the photon does not have connection to the cloud.